All right, we're live. This is the first open DoneJS contributors meeting. I'm Justin, for those who are watching. With me as full-time contributors are Matthew. Say hello, Matthew.
Hello.
And David. Hey,
Morning.
David. And then there's a bunch of other people from Bitovi who are right now full-time and open source, helping us get out the DoneJS release, which is supposed to happen today. So for these meetings, we'll do these once a week, and we're pretty much going to outline the first thing we're going to do is just outline, our goals for kind of our highest priority things for the kind of next week. So we use Trello to organize our open source, and I'm going to share my screen and get Trello going. Why we're doing this. We're doing this because there's a few people who I'm going to start inviting to these to ask as contributors to our stuff, and I want them to be able to come to these meetings. And I think it's good for the community if they see our priorities and what we're working on. So if anybody's that interested, they can come and watch these, or just ask to come to them. Okay, so right now everything is really focusing on the dungeon. Those are the most important things, and do our kind of normal stand-up and where we close. We reversed the DoneJS and CLI. We did that switcheroo, right? That's closed.
Yep.
It's just there's like a slight modification being worked on, but all intents and purposes it's releasable. The release article is done, actually published. The rapid start guide right now is I did my review, but this is the only thing that we're kind of waiting on people to get through before we really pull the trigger and say, okay, let's start sending the release article other places and letting people tweet about it and things like that. The community page that's designed, the video produced is the last remaining thing. Hopefully we can do that today, maybe right after this, David and Matthew.
Is DoneJS.com hosted on Heroku?
David?
No,
Where is it hosted?
on our DigitalOcean server.
Oh,
Runs document.js.
I mentioned it because if we were right before we tweet, we should crank up the resources if that's possible. But if it's, I'll leave it up to you.
We can, but it's not a PHP app. It's just an Nginx server. So
okay.
I'm not too worried. It would have been nice to use like one of those static file hosts, but since DivShot went out of business like a day before I wanted to do this, I have to figure out what other options we have.
Okay, as long as you think you can handle load in case a bunch of people hit it.
If not, we'll just crank up the DigitalOcean server.
Okay.
The APIs page. You know that done.
Justin, breaking up a little bit. You talk about the API page?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's done, right? Mostly, hopefully.
Oh, that's what I'm at. Your parts.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I really need to double check and make sure all the links are there. But otherwise, yes.
Is my internet? I'm just saying, yeah, David, did you get to the CLI and generators?
Of course.
It's just okay. Well, cool. All right. So this is this mark is closed. I guess I'm just going to move. Meetups already. We'll just kind of. Ready to go here. This is everything is happening kind of as
I don't
part
know
of
if it's just me, but you're super choppy.
super choppy.
It seems better now.
Yeah, it's been that way for me as well.
Okay.
But I didn't know if it was me. Comes and it goes.
1 second. I'm gonna try to.
So I turned off my video.
Trying to switch phones. I'm going to eventually put in a card that's say my downstairs all the way upstairs.
Yeah. Hey, something I just thought of, since Brian was having an issue with his version of npm. We should put like our supported. We already have our supported Node versions, but we don't have like our supported npm version. I'm trying to think if there's anything else along those lines that we should put in the setting up up page.
Version support. I can add a card for that. So let's talk about what else is going on with the Rapid Start guide to get it. So we need version support. So there's these two other bugs. Or there's one bug, or what's the seemingly two bugs?
Oh, the bug that I posted was the bug that Julia ran into and I was able to reproduce is that if you're starting from a folder that has a parent node modules, like in any of your parent folders have a node modules, it won't work. So you have to be like from from somewhere that doesn't have a parent node modules.
Oh, that could cause a problem for people trying to do this, and like what's it called? It's almost an example of this. My Bitballs app has a parent folder that has package.json.
Well, it's not the package. I think it's the it's not the package. It's if there's a parent node modules. I think it's something to do with what init does.
Oh, because when it tries to require stuff, it looks in there or something?
Well, it always tries to find the parent node modules folder, and maybe David could speak.
You should
to
only
this.
look for the parent package at JSON.
So
That's
is
why
this something that we should hold up release for? Is this,
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's a super likely scenario.
but if
Like
one of us already did it ourselves, and we've got a sample size of like 5 people.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, we had the sample size of like 30 people in August. It's not that different, is it? Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe we should, but yeah, it's very easy to reproduce. I posted.
How easy is the fix?
I don't know that.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll come back to this. So, so we need to get something around there working. Okay. So then, once the release article is out, we need people, spreading the word. Which let's talk about that. So. In terms of like, we need to start like talking to meetups, and we need to start posting this in Hacker News and all those different places. Can Julia, can you like fill out this card with where we should go to once you're done going through the guide?
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Sites we should try to post, make sure, and then we'll kind of coordinate that effort.
Cool.
I'll put this in here too. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about post-release, what we want to work on, kind of stuff towards next week. I think we do have some swag designs. I think the biggest thing in terms of like development is the place my order guide, finishing that. And I think the biggest hole in features that we have are making sessions work, like well and easy.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree with that. Well, I mean, I don't know.
I think that's a big problem if you're trying to make like a real application.
Okay, well, maybe. I mean, I've been wanting to redo the CanSSR API anyways, so I can do that along with that.
Well, what do you think is more, from a technical development standpoint, what's more critical?
Well, there's nothing. The thing that does concern me, if people brand new to Node like install the latest version of Node and they have the latest version of npm and like then it doesn't work. That would be the one thing that worries me.
So, making it work in latest npm.
Probably npm 3 is the thing. I don't know. And I'm not even sure if you get the latest version of Node, if you get npm 3 or not. I'd have to check that. If not, then maybe it's not big of a concern yet.
Okay. Oh, there's still a few things left for me to do here. Okay, so let's just try to, I guess let's try to figure out what we want our next 0.6 release to look like. I think it should include a place my order guide. I think it makes sense for it to work with npm 3 and Node 4. I think we do have to have a solution for sessions. It doesn't need to be like earth-shattering, but I think we just need to have something there so that you can build real-world apps.
So npm 3, I understand, but I've been using everything with Node 4 forever. So I think everything else works. There's just a bunch of compilation errors that are probably fixable by upgrading to the latest of each project. So Node 4 works, just npm 3 is probably a little bit of a challenge.
Okay. So Alfredo, is Alfredo not here? Where's that guy?
He's not.
Can someone ping him to land? I just want to know if he started the forum regulation to discourse. That would be very nice to have completed. Add comments to code blocks. I think this is really great. I just don't. I'm going to probably push this below 0.6 just because to me it's not as important as everything else. The performance data, this is like us getting like hard performance data to be able to compare and contrast. I think we can do that right after 0.6. I think everything else is probably a good 0.6. And then it would be good for CanJS to get this set logic stuff in. But that's, I'll release a 0.6 without that.
So what do you think about just like looking forward? What would you say? I mean, are we going to do kind of small incremental point releases?
I mean, that's the hope. I would consider this a small incremental release. We're just pretty much adding sessions and making it work with npm.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm just thinking, like, when do we focus energy on, like, CanJS 3, which is going to be obviously a much bigger change, versus doing, other types of stuff along DoneJS?
Yeah,
answer. I'm just asking.
Yeah, the big thing for CanJS is really, well, right now I'm I think we need the getting started guide for CanJS is like super high priority for me, and I'd almost like to get someone. We need the 2.3. We can talk about CanJS's track, which is get the 2.3 release article out and then fix the getting started guide. David, I think you did fix this, right? This 2.3.2.1.
I think Alexis did.
Alexis,
let me double check.
just double check. Like CanJS and all of its kind of related technologies have a lot of like releasable stuff. We haven't released Can Connect yet. We haven't done release 2.3. We haven't. We need a better getting started guide. I think all of those things need to happen before we really start focusing on. We need to migrate CanJS to CanJS org. I mean, 2.3 or 3.0. Before we start focusing on 3.0, it's going to be a while, I think. And 3.0 is mostly going to be cleanup anyway. So hopefully, once we do start on it in earnest, it won't take very long.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. It'd be great to modularize everything.
I think what might happen is essentially I might split up. Matthew, you might just be working on DoneJS and kind of steel-related things, and David might start doing CanJS and things. And to split up the effort so it's like we're getting stuff done on the CanJS front.
Yeah, that's cool.
In terms of technical stuff. All right, well, I think we have at least next week planned out. No one heard from Alfredo, though. Someone ping him?
He's not online. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But yeah, getting discourse would be great.
Okay.
So we have next week. Like, what should we do the rest of this week?
Well, no, I mean, I think we start if once it's out, right? We need to, like, we probably need to spend. Here's kind of what I see in terms of our effort is let's get this release out. Obviously, like let's get those bugs fixed and get it out and start spreading the word, and we'll focus on that for kind of like today and tomorrow for the most part, I think. And then on Friday, I think we'd start working towards the 050 stuff, right? So tomorrow we can take a day and we can like hit all our meetups and kind of submit, kind of spread the word. Everybody can be doing that kind of tomorrow, unless there's like little bug fixes here and there that are being made. And then we start working on Friday's stand-up. We'll kind of break and start working out, who's going to work on these kind of tasks.
Okay. Fair enough.
So, yeah. So just to be clear, then, well, I guess it'll be hard for we'll have to talk about like what the design efforts and stuff like that for Adam, but for me, Julia, David, Matthew. We probably it'll take us a full day, I'm guessing, just to hit every meetup and ask to write a nice email to ask to speak there, that kind of stuff. So we'll talk about it as we go. All right. Anything else?
So is the plan to just wait until the kinks are worked out with this getting started guide and then tweet today?
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay.
I really hope these kinks can get worked out real quick.
Well, I have a fix for the issue you submitted, Matthew.
Okay. Great.
And then the only other thing I'd like to add is, it'd be nice. There's a bunch of there's a bunch of issues that people have been kind of wanting to see closed with 2.3 that aren't actually closed, even though 2.3 is kind of designed to fix them. It would be good to get to those this or next week before the CanJS release article. because then it's kind of easy to say like, oh, this is a really good one to upgrade to because it fixes these problems.
You talking about like the conditional
Yeah.
stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody. And I will see David and Matthew at noon for the weekly training, where we'll go through DoneJS.
Cool.
Cool.
All
All right.
right. Talk to you guys later.
Yes.
All right. Bye.